If you've been in therapy for years and still feel stuck, there's a reason. And even if you haven't, you know what it's like to get nowhere despite your best effort. It's not that you haven't tried hard enough. It's because part of you wants change and another part won't let it happen. Talking about it for years doesn't resolve it. In this video, I'm going to show you a simple technique from Neuro Linguistic Programming, NLP, that changed everything for me. When you follow my instructions, it dissolves your inner suffering instantly. The first thing you need to know is that what's stopping you isn't the enemy. It actually wants you to be happy and successful. It's time to bring that part of yourself back home. I've been using NLP for over a decade, and I've used this exact approach to help clients break through plateaus and suffering that has lasted for years. So if you feel like you've been spinning your wheels and you're ready for something that actually resolves the problem instead of managing it, keep watching. Several years ago, I walked out of my therapist's office after a year of treatment for depression, and I knew it was time to do something I had been putting off for several years. The depression was gone, but I wasn't happy. My life hadn't changed at all since the first day I sat in front of the therapist and told him how I was feeling. I had done everything I was supposed to do. I showed up every week, did the work, and got myself out of the dark. But standing there on the sidewalk outside his office, I realized that surviving wasn't the same thing as thriving. And I wanted more. To understand why that moment mattered, I need to take you back more than a decade earlier. I was in college when I heard about a class called the Philosophy of Psychology, taught by a professor named Donald Hanks. The rumor was that he taught students to hypnotize each other. I signed up immediately, even though it had nothing to do with my film studies. At the end of the semester, Professor Hanks introduced NLP and called it the mother of all therapies. He explained that it extracted what actually works across all the most effective therapies and left everything else behind. I was fascinated, but I had other priorities. I was 20 years old and focused on being the next Tarantino. I filed NLP away and moved on. About a year after graduating, my life came apart. I was out of school for the first time since I was 3. The built-in structure that had organized my entire existence was suddenly gone, and I had no idea how disorienting that would be until it happened. A few months later, 9/11 shattered the safety and security I had taken for granted my whole life. I watched it unfold like everyone else, and something in me couldn't find solid ground anymore. On top of that, I got arrested for something stupid. My own fault entirely, but the timing made everything worse. One thing collapsed into another, and I ended up in a depression I couldn't climb out of on my own. It wasn't a single breaking point, more like a gradual draining of energy and hope until simple things felt heavy. Just getting through the day was exhausting. If you've been there, you know exactly what I mean. I didn't have health insurance and couldn't afford a therapist, so I reached out to Professor Hanks. He told me to come in and let me know that he didn't believe in a free service, but he didn't need my money either, he said. Every time I came to see him, I had to donate to a charity or do community service. That was the agreement. I came back the following week, sat down, and we worked together for one session. When I left, the depression was gone. I know how that sounds. I'd been carrying depression on my shoulders for 9 months, and after 1 hour, it simply wasn't there anymore. Not reduced, not managed, gone. I walked out into the daylight, not quite believing what had just happened. It was one of the strangest experiences of my life up to that point, but in the best possible way. I only had 2 questions. How is it possible that several months of depression could be gone in less than an hour? And would it last? I returned to Professor Hanks' office the following week. He asked me a few questions, and somewhere in the middle of the conversation, I stopped and said, "I think I'm fine." "I think you're right," he replied. When I asked him how that could be possible, he said that whatever sent me into depression didn't take months. The depression was a byproduct of a shift that happened in an instant. So it only makes sense that it would take just a moment to shift back. He was right. It wasn't just that the depression was gone. Depression no longer even made sense to me. People always ask me what Professor Hanks did in that session. That's exactly what I'm going to show you. But first, the rest of the story is important. 10 years later, I find myself depressed again under completely different circumstances. Professor Hanks had retired and I was living across the country. So I went to traditional therapy, cognitive behavioral therapy, mixed with a few other approaches. I figured it might take more than one session this time, but I trusted that the process would work within at least a month. It took a year. Every week, I'd walk in feeling down, and walk out feeling a little better. We covered the same ground repeatedly. Every session was about facing my problems and accepting them rather than fearing them. My therapist was skilled in keeping me from sliding back into the dark. He was not equipped, though, to help me move beyond that. And after a year of sessions, I realized something I didn't like about therapy. I was dependent on it just to stay level. If I stopped going, I knew I would slide right back into depression in a month or two. It was better than being depressed, but not much better. I'm not knocking therapy. If you think you're depressed right now, get help. You don't have to do this alone, nor should you. But what I'm about to show you is a different road entirely. NLP isn't a therapy. It's more like a model that maps processes. That day on the sidewalk outside my therapist's office, I made a decision. I was going to learn NLP well enough to manage my own mental health instead of just surviving it. I wanted to understand how my own mind worked, get ahead of depressive cycles before they started, and actually build a life I want to live. I'm happy to say I did exactly that, and this technique made it possible. What my professor did in that one session was something called parts integration. It's an NLP technique. Integration is also something many therapists aim for. They just often take a much longer road to get there. Here's the core idea. You are one whole person, but when you hurt emotionally, parts of you get cut off from the rest. They don't disappear, they go underground. More specifically, you push them away. If you touch a hot stove, you automatically pull your hand away. But what if the pain you feel is coming from inside you? You can't get away from it. We intuitively try to distance ourselves from the pain, just like moving your hand away from something hot. But in doing so, we alienate that part of ourselves, including all of the good it contains. The more cut off the part becomes, the more you suffer. When you deny a part of yourself, even if it's because it hurts, you become less whole. You feel unfulfilled and you suffer. Imagine cutting off a finger or a leg because it's hurting, rather than having the patience to let it heal. No matter how much you try to remove the part that hurts, it doesn't go away. It also can't heal when you separate it from the rest of you. Later in life, the part resurfaces as resistance. When you want to get into an intimate relationship with someone, your unconscious mind resists because it's trying to protect you from getting hurt. The same hurt you felt when you had your first heartbreak. When you want to achieve something you've never done before, you encounter resistance. It's not that the part doesn't want you to succeed. It's that it doesn't want you to experience the pain of failure, just like the pain of the very first time you ever failed at something. There's only one way to never fail. Never try to succeed in the first place. Most people respond to this by trying to overpower their resistance with willpower or discipline. It might work for a while, but it's exhausting because you're just fighting yourself. The moment your guard drops, the old pattern returns. Know that you don't need to fight yourself anymore. Instead of resisting resistance, you're going to integrate it, just like my professor guided me to do. Every time you do this, you become more whole. In my case, two parts were in serious conflict. One was driven and ambitious and bulldozed over my emotions to get results. The other was sensitive and needed to grieve. When 9/11 happened and my life fell apart, the sensitive part needed to heal. The driven part told it to shut up and push through, so it never healed. That separation was the depression. My professor didn't spend a minute going through my story. He went straight to the structure, and that's the key difference between NLP and traditional therapy. Focusing on structure rather than the content of your experiences means we can shift faster and with minimal discomfort, if any at all. And now for the parts integration process. There's a free PDF in the description below this video that walks you through every step. Watch this overview first, then use the PDF to do the work on yourself. Step 1, identify what you want. What is it that you want but feel resistance to getting, or even resistance to taking the first step to making it happen? Start with something tangible, not just, I want to be happy. You want to find a partner, make more money, change careers, etc. Pick one thing. You just need a starting point. You can always change your mind about the goal later if you discover that it's not really what you want. Then ask, what would having that actually do for me? That's where you uncover the value behind it, like happiness, peace, freedom, success, etc. The value underneath the goal is what you're really after. Goals feel empty when they aren't connected to your values. When they are, achieving them fulfills you. Step 2, ask what's stopping you. Now ask yourself honestly, is there anything stopping me from getting it? Sit with this question and wait for an answer. If nothing is stopping you, then start making what you want happen right now. But this usually isn't the case because you would already be doing it. Welcome the answer to your question by letting all parts of you know that you're not going to resist them anymore. You want to know what they have to say. All parts of you are valid. Listen with all of your senses And don't treat what comes up as an enemy. Step 3, find the positive intention. That resistant part will almost always communicate in negatives. I don't want you to get hurt. I don't want you to fail. You can't move toward a negation, so you will need to flip it. Ask, what do you want from me instead of getting hurt or instead of failing? It might say, I want you to be happy. I want you to succeed. And these values are completely compatible with what your conscious self already wants. The part that's been blocking you has been trying to get you to the same place. It just got cut off and didn't know how to help anymore. This isn't a war. Every part of you is on the same side. Also be open to the possibility that resistance is your unconscious wisdom rather than a hurt part. It might know that the goal you're after won't fulfill you. Be open to changing the outcome you're after so that it aligns with what you truly value. Step 4, invite it back. Ask the resistance if it understands that the value you're trying to fulfill, identified at step 1, is compatible with the value the part is trying to fulfill, identified at step 3. Most of the time the part will agree, but on some occasions you might need to do more negotiating until it fully understands. It may even want you to modify the goal to align with you better. Don't move on until you have agreement that everything is compatible. The next piece is how the integration happens. Ask that part directly, would you be willing to play a role in helping me toward that goal, making sure that your intention is fulfilled as well? In all my years using this with clients, I've never had the part say no. You're inviting it home. That's all it ever wanted. Now it has a positive intention to move toward instead of a negation to pull away from, and it aligns with everything else you want. If the part is concerned with safety and protection, include that explicitly in its role. Empower it to safeguard your happiness and success. That's often what completes the integration. Step 5, future pace. Ask yourself, now that these parts are working together, what's different? What can I do now that I couldn't before? What becomes possible? Let yourself see it as a real direction, not a fantasy. You're more whole than you were when you started, and it's a lot easier to succeed and create the life you want when you feel complete instead of fighting yourself. The PDF is in the description. Use it. Watch this again if you need to, and if you get stuck, leave a comment. I'll help. Or if you want to be coached through this, join the Ultimate NLP Practitioner, where you can join practice calls led by our certified coaches. You'll find the link in the description. If you want to see how deep this transformation can go, watch the video on your screen right now. You'll see me work with a real client in real time, one identity shift after another.